I was wrongfully treated today at work. I was literally physically tapped on a lot of times. My name kept getting called. I was doing a great job. I kept getting sabotaged, tempted, so my button can get pressed and I can go out of character. So although I went out of character, all I could say was stop talking to me.
Continues to honor her life. Monday evening, the McDonald's location at 9 Mile and Schroeder Avenue in East Point was packed as dozens paid tribute to Jennifer Jamma Harris.
She just loved everybody. She didn't have no problem with nobody and stuff, and she was there for everybody who needed help.
Harris, a mother of 6 and a manager at the McDonald's, morning of July 10th, authorities say Harris and an employee, 26-year-old Afeni Muhammad, allegedly had a dispute which led to Muhammad being sent home. Muhammad is accused of then returning to the restaurant with stabbing Harris multiple times. The suspect now faces a first-degree charge.
It's like,
all right, what's up with the YouTube fam? I'm back again with another video right now. Listen, I know a couple of y'all have already seen the updates on this young lady, and a lot of y'all haven't. And if you have seen it, you want to hear what I got to say about it and things like that, or see what I'm bringing to the table about the situation. So we finna get into the whole thing that's going on right now. So if you don't know, she has been, granted a $25 million bond, which we know she would not be making. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, it's a young lady who took out a mother of 6 at McDonald's for allegedly bullying her on the job on multiple occasions. Now, if that is true or not, we really just don't know. But everybody is siding with this young lady. I can't say everybody, but a lot of people are siding with the young lady who took the mother of 6 children's life, right? I feel like 6 children, yeah, shit, my man, damn. Anyway, y'all know what I'm talking about here. They're saying that you can't be bullying people, which is true, and you never know what no one is going through, which is true. And I'm just here to say I don't want to side with either parties because I don't know what the hell was going on inside of that workplace. Like I said before, you can think someone is bullying you when really in all actuality, if you're in a work setting, then they have to do their job because they don't want to lose their job. You feel what I'm saying? And what I mean by that is they may have to address you a couple of times or say something in a certain way that you might not feel is the best way to say it. And your interpretation on how I'm presenting something is not my business. But at the same time, you also have to carry yourself in a certain way when you are in a leadership position. So I really just don't know. They're saying that she is mentally, unstable, which we all can see and we can tell. And I have more videos about her, showing her mental state and things like that in different videos around the same time before she took her life. And she was saying that in multiple videos that she was being touched while being addressed at the job. I don't know how true that is, but if that's the case, you can't be running around touching on people and shit. Because I know if we're here to do a job, you can talk to me, but don't touch me. You feel me? But she is, granted a $25 million bond. And I just want to say, man, it's just hard to say what really took place in these type of situations because the employees there are not saying that she was being bullied and things like that from what I've seen so far. And I've been looking all over the internet. I feel like that video footage probably will be released because they're going to want to see exactly what the hell took place. But I do want to say this also. You can have mental issues and shit like that, but you can still know exactly what the hell you are doing. And if you leave and come back to a place and do something to someone, that's premeditation. So that means you knew what the hell you was doing. You had every possibility not to go back and do what you did, and you still did it. So, and I feel like that when you're mentally unstable, they're going to set your bond high, but 25 million lets you know that they're setting examples for something, So we're going to get into all of that and see what the hell they got to say. I haven't watched the full arraignment in the courtroom, but I do have that video in here. But right now we're finna watch some of the videos that she did before she ultimately took the young lady's life, the mother of 6. Her name was Jennifer Harris, the one who lost her life. I also have people speaking as well about the topic that was close to the whole situation. But let's go ahead and get into it. We're close to
I
her.
was wrongfully treated today at work. I was literally physically tapped on a lot of times. My name kept getting called. I was doing a great job. I kept getting sabotaged, tempted, so my button can get pressed and I can go out of character. So although I went out of character, all I could say was stop talking to me. That's all I could say. Stop talking to me. And to walk into my space, still bothering me, and I said, get away from me. Please get out of my space if you don't mind. I can't talk right now, and you still continue to touch me. That made me very unhappy. It was ridiculous. Because I know that I'm a great person, and I know I won't be tolerating that.
Now, with her saying that, if that is true, I could definitely understand a lot of animosity being built up, making me want to do something to your ass. You feel me? Because I already don't want to lose my job, and then I'm having to deal with this because if I don't deal with this, I'm not going to be able to provide a living for myself. And it's so hard to get a job these days, to the point where people are taking whatever they can take just to live, right? And if she is being touched, somebody's coming into your personal space and shit like that, over time, especially having a mental issue, that will make you snap. So, you know, that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know which way to go with this shit, because we really just don't know. You feel me? But yeah, if you've been told to leave someone alone multiple times on multiple occasions, and you put your hands on them and shit like that, they gonna mess around and do something to your ass. Let's get back into it.
So since they decided to bully me, let the universe show them what's next. Because it wasn't right. It was ridiculous. And there will be hell to pay for that. Without a doubt.
Now this is
Like,
another
yeah, you could have booked me again. You would never see me again. I'd never come back to that fucking house. Nope. You can book me if you want to. I would not press accept, because I ain't doing it.
Okay, so a lot of these situations that she's speaking about right here is basically just all over the damn place. You feel me? So don't think it's pertaining directly to the young lady who lost her life. This is like just showing her mental state and shit like that, you know. And I know some people, they see it, you know what I'm saying, and things like that. But a lot of people haven't seen certain things. So, you know, if you don't want to see her mental state and shit like that, we'll holler at you later. But for those who actually want to get a full understanding on where she was at and shit like that, these videos right here kind of help you out. You feel me? But let's get back into it.
It smells from your house. You ought to be ashamed of yourself, because your house looks filthy. And I know you're telling me you gotta have surgery soon or whatever, but it's still an excuse why you can't clean piss off the toilet. Like that shit pissed me off. It's a disappointment to know that these adults don't know how to clean their houses. But these be the main people that be trying to think they running something and thinking they boss people around, acting like they boss everybody. Well, what's going on with y'all houses though? Why your houses look filthy like this? What's up with that? Cause I'm mad now. I'm heated. What, just cause I get paid and stuff to clean houses, that means that like I'm a fan of you people? No, you people are a disgrace. You people are a disgrace. Your house is a mess. How do you live with yourself? Why are you selling Barbies? Barbies are magical and beautiful and clean. What you selling Barbies for? Have a bunch of Barbies and shit, but your house don't look like a Barbie house. What's up with that? It's disgusting. Especially when I go to houses and people be sitting on their sofa just chilling and shit, watching TV and talking about a bunch of nothing. What? You got time to clean your house? Ain't no excuse. You just being lazy. Yeah, some people really can't, but some people can. Because there's been houses I've been to that people clean their own house. They just been lazy. No, I ain't maid, and you'll never see me again. Bitch, get off my... Just because I opened Candyland doesn't mean I ain't slick. I give out treats, but I still have a few tricks up my sleeve. Hey, but this bitch, suck my dick. Put your tongue back in your mouth before you take a lick. We closed the Candyland. Bitch swallowed her gum. First person got sick. Yeah, y'all thought y'all changed me, but I'm still your prick. Thought y'all changed me, but I still piss y'all off more than my cum from my dick. I'm still ghetto slum. No, I'm still ghetto slum like a mellow bum. I'm wavy like Jello, hun. Still shady like palm trees in the Bahamas. I'm still #1. Come to you, teacher. Y'all class clowns are done. Out of my way. I'm about to take a break and then I gotta go clean the other house.
Look, he always like look at me a certain way or something, and I told him that like I don't want to have sex. I told him that. So it's like, you know, sometimes he would give me something to eat or something if I didn't make anyone on Instacart. I get that, but I told him like I don't want him thinking that that I owe him that just because he do that for me. Sometimes I want him to think that I owe him sex. So now, like, after I told him that, it's like he's been crying and crying and telling me he think I use him. Dismissing everything that I do for him and did for him. Dismissing the fact that he had this condition that he'd been going through for a long time and nobody can help him. But me, I helped him get through it. And I cook, and, you know, I don't have a lot of money, but I still make money at work, but you know, I don't have a car right now. I'm still working to get in a car. And he feels like I owe him sex. And now he's mad and crying and trying to make me feel guilty. I need to just calm down. I'm gonna be okay. But I should have known.
I gotta go clean the other house.
We begin tonight with an emotional vigil in memory of a beloved mother of 6 gone too soon. Family and friends gathered with heavy hearts to remember her as the wheels of justice start to turn against the co-worker accused of stabbing her to death at McDonald's. Good evening, and thank you for joining us. I'm Mike Duffy. 7 News Detroit's Demetrius Sanders reports from East Point, where he spoke to her grieving loved ones and the restaurant owner at a balloon release.
Okay, so you know, they're going to break down how she was as a person and things like that right here. And also, immediately after this, you will see the court hearing where the young lady was, you know, given the $25 million bond. They talked about certain things and stuff like that, too. Now, I didn't watch the full thing, but I watched majority of it, so I'm not going to sit here and just, you know, rerun it down to you. I'm going to let y'all watch it, and we're going to talk about everything in the comment section. If any more updates come out about this, I'll bring it to y'all, and we're going to talk about it over here on the channel. But ultimately, like I said before, I'm not picking a side right now because we really just don't know. But nobody deserves to lose their life in a situation like this. But also, nobody deserves to be bullied as well if that was the case. Ultimately, you know, justice will be served to the best of its ability, I guess. You know, the justice system is crazy as hell. But ultimately, you know, I just want to send my condolences out to the family, especially her children and things like that. But ultimately, I done said what I had to say. Let me know your thoughts and opinions, and we're going to talk in the comment section.
Few of the words used to describe 39-year-old Jennifer Harris, also known as Jamma, as the community and her family continues to honor her life.
But what made you curve this?
Monday evening, the McDonald's location at 9 Mile and Schroeder Avenue in East Point was packed as dozens paid tribute to Jennifer "Jamma" Harris.
She just loved everybody. She didn't have no problem with nobody and stuff, and she was there for everybody who needed help.
Harris, a mother of 6 and a manager at the McDonald's, died the morning of July 10th. Authorities say Harris and an employee, 26-year-old Afeni Muhammad, allegedly had a dispute which led to Muhammad being sent home. Muhammad is accused of then returning to the restaurant with a knife and Harris multiple times. The suspect now faces a first-degree murder charge.
It's like I'm driving. I don't even know where I'm going half the time. I get lost every time just thinking about what happened to her and stuff, and it's not really fair. We need her back, but we can't have her back.
Before the community released balloons as part of their way of honoring Harris, those close to her shared memories. The owner of the East Point McDonald's says she worked with the company for 15 years, and the crowd on hand was indicative of how many lives she touched.
She was more than a manager here. She was family. She was a steady, caring presence who made this restaurant feel like home for so many people.
We also heard from some of Harris's children, one of her daughters sharing she was blessed to have her as a mother and she will be sorely missed.
Yeah, I just gotta be strong and just think, this is what my mama would want me to do. This is what my mama would want me to do. My mama would want me to be here with my siblings.
Father God, we thank you for the life of Jennifer Harris, and we tell you to fly high in Jesus' name.
To support her children moving forward, Harris's church, Divine Restoration Ministries, has worked with the family to create the Jennifer Harris Legacy Fund. Harris's mother says any support is appreciated, and she is disappointed with fraudulent fundraisers that have been circulating online.
Let her rest in peace. Quit doing all the dumb stuff with her, because she was a nice person.
If you'd like to donate to the Jennifer Harris Legacy Fund, we have a link at WXYZ.com. The owner of the East Point McDonald's has also told us that he will cover funeral costs. In East Point, Demetria Sanders, 7 News Detroit.
Detective Showers, please approach for the swear-to. Please raise your right hand. Do you swear that the information being provided is true and accurate to the best of your information, knowledge, and belief, subject to penalties of perjury?
I do.
Put your hand down. With regard to the defendant, Afeni Muhammad, please set forth a factual basis for the warrant request.
Yes, Your Honor. 7/10/25, McDonald's employee Afeni Muhammad, McDonald's manager Jennifer Harris, multiple times with a kitchen knife at the McDonald's restaurant at 179219 Mile. Harris was not armed at the time and died of her injuries. Prior to the scene, Muhammad was sent home by Harris for not performing her work duties and told Harris, "I'll be back." Muhammad was arrested on scene and the knife was recovered. Muhammad admitted that she intended to kill Harris and stated that after she was sent home, she drove to a nearby park, decided to come back and stab Harris with a knife that she had inside of her vehicle. When Muhammad returned to Harris, she entered the back entrance with a hooded mask over her face in an attempt to conceal her identity and attempted to flee the scene after but was stopped by an armed customer.
And the requested charges are in the first degree, count 2, dangerous weapon carrying with unlawful intent, and there's a habitual second notice offense. Is that correct?
That is correct, Your Honor.
The warrant is being signed and we can proceed to arraignment.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Calling file number 25354, People versus Afeni Badu Muhammad. Counsel appearances for the record, please.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Sean Hagel, on behalf of the people.
Thank you very much, Your Honor. Please, this honorable court, may I take the time period on behalf of Mrs. Muhammad, who does appear to be a Zoom.
Your name, please, ma'am?
Afeni Muhammad.
Very good. You're here today for arraignment on the charges of in the first degree, premeditated, count 2, carrying a weapon with unlawful intent, and a habitual second notice. Mr. Licata, how does your client wish to proceed?
Thank you very much, Your Honor. At this time, my client is asking the court to enter a not guilty plea. That is matter set for a probable cause conference of the preliminary exam. I have advised my client of her rights, as well as the charges against her and the potential penalties. We are ready to proceed on those grounds.
Very good. Ma'am, do you understand the nature of the charges against you to your satisfaction after talking to your attorney?
Yes.
Very good. I will go ahead and enter a not guilty plea on your behalf. Are you requesting a court-appointed attorney?
Yes.
I will appoint an attorney to represent you. We'll set this matter for a probable cause conference on July 23rd, 2025 at 1 p.m. The preliminary examination will be on July 30th, 2025 at 1 p.m. As to bond, Mr. Licata.
Thank you very much, Your Honor. Just briefly, my client is 26 years old, does live in the great city at this point. Your Honor, my client is a high school graduate. In fact, is actually was taking some online classes for college for a physical therapy degree. Your Honor, there are some disturbing facts in this particular matter, but there are facts that haven't been brought out yet, and my client is extremely anxious to have those facts brought to light during the pendency of this case. She was in an extremely abusive relationship that was not only mental but physical, that involved alcohol issues, which is where the habitual second stems from, and her prior record. Your Honor, my client is a helpful person. She's a giving person. She's actually is credited with saving a life because of a 60-year-old who had skin cancer that she may go to the doctor to find out that that's exactly what it was, and that person is doing extremely well right now. I understand the facts that have been laid out today in the warrant, but at this time, Your Honor, we are asking the court to consider a bond in this matter that is appropriate, that my client can meet so that she can meet with her attorneys and prepare her defense in this matter. Thank you.
Thank you. On behalf of the people?
Yes, thank you, Your Honor. Pursuant to court rule, the court is well within its authority to grant no bond involving any case involving. In this case, we are requesting no bond for this defendant. Also provided within the court rules are certain factors for this court to consider when determining whether to grant any bond at all, and in this case, we are requesting no bond as I indicate. First of all, the court can consider whether or not this defendant is a threat to the community. She entered a public building with other individuals, other employees that were present. She produced a weapon that was a knife longer than 3 inches, and she had the victim multiple times, up to possibly as many as 15 times, eventually causing her death. There were other employees that were present at the time, some of which attempted to help the victim after this occurred. That alone is enough to show that there is a threat to the community. She then ran from the building to her vehicle, presumably with the intent to flee from the scene. She was stopped by a helpful bystander. You're also able to consider the likelihood of conviction in this case, given the facts as laid out by Detective Showers and the information that the prosecutors have reviewed in order to charge this defendant. There is a very high likelihood of conviction. And then finally, the defendant does have a prior instance of at least one that I'm aware that involved a stabbing, similar obviously to the stabbing that occurred in this case involving a knife. So given all of those factors, and given the fact that this court does have authority to give no bond to defendants charged, I am asking at this time for no bond in this case.
Thank you, counsel. The court has reviewed the charges and the circumstances surrounding this case. The defendant is facing various serious charges, including murder in the first degree, which is one of the most serious criminal offenses in our state, carrying penalties up to life without parole. Additionally, carrying a dangerous weapon with unlawful intent further underscores defendant's potential threat to public safety. Defendant has a prior criminal record out of Virginia for malicious wounding. It was actually felony malicious wounding that was reduced to unlawful bodily injury concerning a stabbing, and that is what gives rise to the habitual second. And in determining bond, the court must look to the factors outlined in Michigan Court Rule 6.106. Number 1, the seriousness of the offense and the danger posed to the community. The charges here involved a violent crime with a weapon, indicating a substantial risk to the public. The court finds there is a significant threat to public safety, and therefore the bond must reflect that risk. Number 2, the weight of the evidence against the defendant. While the evidence is not fully before us and the defendant is cloaked with the presumption of innocence, the nature of the charges along with the prior criminal history suggests that there is substantial evidence against the defendant. Defendant's criminal history: the defendant has a violent criminal past. The history supports the court's concern that the defendant may engage in further conduct if she is released. The defendant's ties to the community. While the defendant is relatively young at 26 years of age, there's no indication that she has any significant stabilizing ties to the community that would ensure her return for court appearances. Without these ties, the court is concerned about the likelihood of flight. Number 5, defendant's risk of fleeing or failing to appear. Due to the severity of the charges and the habitual offender status, it makes the defendant a high risk for flight. The court finds that this factor weighs heavily in favor of a high bond amount. Substance abuse or mental treatment. Although there are no reports at this time suggesting that the defendant suffers from mental health or substance abuse issues that would mitigate the risks posed by defendant's release, the court is, after considering all of these factors, going to be setting bond at $25 million, cash surety only, with conditions. If the defendant is able to meet those conditions, she must be on a GPS steel cuff tether. She is not to leave the state of Michigan. She is to report her address within 24 hours of, she must report any change of address within 24 hours. There would be stringent daily contact with community corrections as to her whereabouts. She also would be required to have alcohol and drug testing as condition of her release. There would be no contact with the family of the decedent. Any witnesses, she is not to return to McDonald's. And if she is unable to post the $25 million bond, she will remain in custody pending further proceedings. And that concludes this matter for today. We will see you back here, ma'am, on July 23rd at 1 o'clock for your probable cause conference. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you very much, Your Honor.
You're all set, ma'am.
Thank you.